Hey guys, happy Friday. Well, as promised, finally, I will be sharing my new Farmhouse heavily distressed rustic chippy dining room table. If you're new to my channel, you're not going to have a clue as to what I'm talking about. So just briefly in a nutshell, we purchased this table off of Facebook Marketplace. They were marketing it as a dining room set with 6 chairs and this wine coffee bar cabinet you see behind me. And when I saw it, I just fell in love with it. Now, we are in a new home, and so we purchased a new table that was beautiful, but because this is a smaller home and everything's kind of condensed into one room, that dark table that sits in the middle of the room where there's no windows, I felt was weighing the room down, and it just was not working for me. So we're gonna keep that table and take it to the log home. And if it doesn't work there, I'll probably sell it. But with this house, I am having so much fun doing the farmhouse style that I just knew this table was gonna be perfect here. And so once we got it loaded in the car, in a different state, mind you, I'm driving down the road in my Jeep, jamming to my tunes, and I'm like, what is that smell? It was a smell emitting from the chairs. And I thought, oh my gosh, that smells like cat urine. What are we gonna do? So I'm on the road and I'm like talking to my husband, on the phone, and I'm like, are you picking up any scent of cat urine? And he's like, once we got it loaded, I kind of smelled it too. And he's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how, can we fix it? Is it even possible? And this is where I have to say to all of my wonderful subscribers, my besties, you guys came through for me with all of your wonderful suggestions. And I am proud to say there is no more cat urine smell on either of these pieces. So thank you so much. Now I will tell you, I got a lot of questions. A lot of people said, good luck, Liz, good luck. I haven't been able to get cat urine smell off of my furniture. And a lot of people said, oh, if you do A, B, C, and D, you should be good to go. So for future reference, because so many of you have asked me, did the smell come out? If so, you have to tell me what worked. So I'm going to tell you real briefly what worked. Dollar Tree had a vinegar spray solution. So we bought that. So what we did first was when we got home, we sprayed the entire furniture down with the vinegar solution and scrubbed it as good as we could. Every single nook and cranny. Second thing we did is we did an ozone treatment. We have an ozone contraption. I'll link it below. And the first one it took the smell down slightly. And then the second one worked like a charm. So what we did was, we had it in the garage and my husband set a tarp over all of the furniture. So, and then he put the ozone treatment below. And so all the fumes were like encapsulated within that tarp in a smaller portion. Otherwise, it just goes into the air into a big space. And that's what we did the second time around. And I'm telling you, that did the trick. After we did that, I think we let it run 2 hours the first time, 2 hours the second time. Then we opened the garage, let it air out. Then the third thing we did was, I believe we used a hydrogen peroxide Dawn soap and water kind of a solution in a bottle, sprayed it all over the furniture after the ozone treatment. And we literally let that sit for a few hours. And then we went out and we wiped it all down. Then the next day I went out and I used, what did I use? A multi-purpose cleaner with a disinfectant, and I wiped everything down again. Then I took my furniture polish out and cleaned it all up pretty. And at that point, we were able to bring it in the house. Now, I know in my community, I have, it seems like 2 different groups of people. There's people that love the farmhouse neutrals, and then there's people that like the Farmhouse with pops of color. And I'm just going to be honest with you, right now I am enjoying the neutrals. I've tried to put color out, but when I put the color out, I'm like, it's just, it becomes so busy looking to me in a smaller space that I'm like, you know, I take it all down and I go back to my neutrals. And the neutrals for summer and spring, it's just fresh, it's clean, it's pretty. So that's not to say that I'm not gonna bring in color for summer, but for right now, I'm loving the neutrals. Other heads up, if you're not into the buffalo check, the black and white, polka dots, you might wanna skip this video because I don't want you to waste your precious time. You know what I mean? I want you to be here because you're interested in what I'm gonna do, and hopefully you can take something and get an idea. You know what I mean? But if you're not into that, I don't want you to waste your time. So, because that is ultimately what I'm gonna share today. Okay, here is my table. As you remember, we worked on my Rustic Imports hutch the other day, and I just kind of want to point out to you real quickly how everything is meshing so well together. So we've got the white hutch. I guess it's a hutch server. By the way, a lot of you are asking the name of this. It's part of the Santa Rita collection with Rustic Imports. So you might be able to Google it and find it that way. But you can see I also have these buffalo check counter height bar stools. You can get these on Amazon, and then you can see my table. Look at the seats. They're buffalo check as well. I've got buffalo check there on an apron and up on my kitchen valance. If you're in a farmhouse, it is so cute to me. I just love it. Like I said on last Friday's video, the appeal to Farmhouse is that you can take it in so many different directions. You know, French country farmhouse, coastal farmhouse, cottage farmhouse. I mean, just the sky's the limit. And so for that reason, I'm gonna stick with it. Now I'm gonna take you down, show you a quick glimpse of the table, and then we're gonna get to styling it. But it's heavily distressed, very chippy looking. It is used furniture, so it's not perfect, but I'm cool with that. I think it's adorable. So one thing I fell in love with is the chairs. They just look very French country to me. French country farmhouse. And I love the table because it's heavily distressed, but it's cool. I just love it. It has a drawer. Let me show you. It has a little drawer right here. And then the chairs are covered in buffalo check. And then you can see how distressed they are. All right, so I was gonna do my Porcelain checkered plates, and I went all over town yesterday trying to find some cute, bright, colorful plates for spring and summer, and no cigar. It is plain Jane all over town. So this is sort of what I came up with to kind of go with the style I have in here, and just bring a fun casual look here to the table. All right, to start, we're gonna add a table runner that I found on Amazon. By the way, I'm gonna run it, instead of lengthwise, I'm gonna go this way. So what that does is it creates a little bit of texture right down the center of the table. Now let's add some placemats. Hey, don't laugh, don't laugh. These are indoor-outdoor placemats, and quite frankly, I'm a huge fan. Why? Because if you drop or slop food on them, you can simply take them over to the sink and rinse them off. So I love that. I bought some really pretty, expensive placemats, and one of the kids dropped some food on the placemat. I think it was like soup or something. And it got all, and I didn't know they had dropped it until later, but it got all into the grooves and I could not get it out. So I had to basically dump them. So that's what prompted me to get these. And I found these at Home Goods. I also found some on Amazon in a few different colors if you're interested. But if you have a family and y'all eat at the table, these are awesome because you can literally just rinse them off with a sponge and air dry. Or use them outside on your patio table. And those placemats are like a brownish gray. So I really like the look of them. And it adds just another layer of texture. Next, we are going in with some polka dot plates. Yeah, polka dots. By the way, Hobby Lobby. Next, I'm going in with these plates. I love the beaded look around the edge. By the way, these are all melamine plates. I liked them, so I bought them. But I got these at Hobby Lobby, and I think they're really cute. And these are gonna go on top of the polka dot plates. For the centerpiece, I'm gonna go in with this rustic round wood tray with black handles. I love using trays to sort of encapsulate whatever decor I want to put on them. So this will be sort of the focal point. I have this really cool wood lantern that I found at Home Goods a while back. And what I'm going to do is place this wreath on the inside. Just like that. And now I have the black and white pot with a little plant in it, and I'm going to place that just in the center of the lantern. Now that we've got everything sort of set, by the way, this is a very casual look. I'm not adding silverware, fancy napkins, glasses, anything like that. This is just a very casual, fun, playful look on the table. All right, now I want to go in and add some pops of brown to kind of tie in with other accent pieces in the room. And sorry, construction outside, if you can hear that beep, beep, beep. Anyway, I have 2 of these jugs, and I'm gonna place them on the table, almost like a vase, and place some eucalyptus in the center of it. Hobby Lobby, I came across these really cute cutting boards, and I thought, what could I do with those? And I thought, I'm always looking for coasters around this house. So I thought these would be a cute way to display them on the table, but also have a functional use for them to use as coasters. So what I'm going to do is set each one of these on a plate. But if somebody were to come and have a meal, they could just simply set it off to the side of the plate and then use it to sit their glass on. Now, to finish this look off, you guys are gonna say, Liz, what in the world? What in the world? But I saw these yesterday and they were 50% off, and I just thought, how cute, how adorable. So I'm gonna place them on the table just to add a little farmhouse flair. This can be hung on the wall, and it simply says Homestead, and it has adorable handles. It's black, it's distressed, and but I'm not gonna hang it on the wall. Actually, this would be really cute on a hutch, on top of a shelf, kind of leaning. I think it's super cute. I'm gonna set this at each head of the table, and you know what? You could set a glass on it, you could set anything on it, but I just think it's gonna add that farmhouse charm. Now I have to fill that little salt and pepper shaker up, but I just put it on the table so you could see what it looks like, because I will leave that there 24/7, so it's easily accessible. I'm gonna show you another change I made. I had this Bassett window style mirror in my master bedroom, and I slid it all the way over here and simply leaned it. And then I added my barn light and dropped the cord and plugged it in. And I know many of you say, Liz, how do you turn the light on and off? Well, I leave that one on 24/7, and I leave the one over there on 24/7. It's nice accent lighting, and I like them on. Now in front of my mirror, I'm gonna drag back over my rustic farmhouse table. So because it's a super busy day for me, I'm gonna set the rest of this to music, and you can just watch how I'm gonna style it. let's do a little recap from this week. I'm going to do once over on the hutch, how it ties in with the table. Now, some of you may be asking, where's the rug beneath the table? And I have decided I don't want one. I don't want a rug under my table. In a smaller home, in a smaller space, I feel like it closes in the space and makes it appear smaller, more compact. When I remove the rug, it looks more open. So for that reason, I am leaving my dining room set without a rug. It's way easier to clean and keep up, and the chairs come out a lot easier. So I'm loving not having a carpet. That's gonna wrap up my video for today. Thank you for hanging out with me. As always, I love it when you guys take the time to stop by and leave me a comment. It truly warms my heart. It really does. And I will see you guys next week. Weather permitting, we may be outside, but then again, we may not if the construction noise is super bad. Have a great weekend, my besties. I love you all so much, and I will see you Wednesday. Mwah! Bye, guys.
I guess they're right, 'cause we are just like night and day, and that is fine by me.